Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are picking up from the previous episode. It was getting a little juicy. We are going to continue now, inshallah. We were saying, right?
Can I just say one thing before we go
Tell
into
me.
any of this topic?
Please tell me.
We get dead views. If you're one of our dead viewers, please like.
Please. Well, like at this point, I'll beg. Just like.
Okay.
I'm joking.
That is not manly.
Yeah. No, so yeah, you're right. And it goes back to that saying of weak men create weak times, weak times create strong men create weak. It just goes and goes, and
Are you against that?
No, I was just thinking about tough times never
tough
last.
time never lasts.
Tough time never lasts. Only tough people last.
I can see you itching.
That's his uncle.
Oh, you made it deep. It wasn't
It
deep.
wasn't that deep, man. Okay, no, seriously though. But yeah, so as far as what do you think in terms of like mentoring the younger generation, like younger brothers and stuff, because they rely on us. Well, sorry, not us. As in, like, they rely on adults. They rely on grown men.
Yeah.
What role do you think, as grown men, we play? So we know the role of us towards our women folk, our mums, sisters, daughters, stuff like that. And
It's a good question.
grazie. So yeah, what do you think of that? Because we don't often talk about our role towards our younger brothers. It's more our role to our women.
widen it to just the community?
Yeah.
Or do you want it specifically
No,
younger
not your
brothers?
specific younger brother. To the community, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about Akhihood.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought about, That's one amazing thing that we do. We help brothers, come together. There are a lot of brothers that I've known that have joined the community who are alone, like no friends or whatever.
Can you see his head growing?
Huh? It's not very nice. It's a condition. No, Faraz, what do you think?
No, I think it goes back to what he was saying about seeking knowledge, and the more knowledge you know about the seerah of Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam or from his sunnah, I think the more knowledgeable you'd be in dealing with what your role should be in society, whether it's to your community or to your family. I think as opposed to other brothers, whether they be younger or older, it's a lot of things. First and foremost, I think kindness. I think if people are too afraid to talk to you because they think you're gonna be rude or be arrogant or have a big ego,
Be gentle.
Yeah. I think kindness and humility is a big thing. I think if people know that you're humble and approachable.
So why'd you look at him when you said humility and humble?
No, I'm just, bro.
I'm the most humble.
Yeah, and subhanallah, I think as well, one thing that I think is very easy to get into, and you see a lot of, not only in Muslim communities but everywhere, is arguing. I think I saw a clip of Ustad Abdul Rahman Hassan. He was talking about how the dynamics between a man and a woman, he said how arguing is not really a masculine trait.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's childish.
Bickering with your essentially your other half is.
And the Prophet ﷺ even said, he promised a house in Jannah for someone that gives up arguing. Or something
Even
like
if
that.
they're right.
Even
Even
if
if they're right.
Even if they're right, you give up the arguing. It's not that deep.
The advice to brothers, if you're gonna in marriage, if the wife is being fire, you need to be water.
Be like water, my friend.
Exactly. Put water in the cup.
Yeah.
Become
I
the
hope he doesn't put that in. I hope he doesn't put that in. What I just done.
But that was a very strong point, and I was thinking about general advice that you'd give to brothers. For example, you were saying how coming across as someone not being scary.
Yeah.
There's a common saying that a woman would have a resting beep face, right? A man would have a resting scary face. And I catch myself going like this sometimes when I'm just walking, even though it's probably just because of the sun, right? And then I have to correct my face sometimes. And sometimes I would walk and smile. If someone sees me smiling, that's a charity number one. And so I don't come across as someone that's angry or unapproachable. I don't want to come across like that. That's very good advice. Honestly, other advice? Based on what, not mine. Based on what Faris said. Other one, honestly, learning how to shake a man's hand.
Yeah.
If I shake your hand, and you just got the
Yeah,
fingers.
it's like
Seriously,
Bhakti boy. SubhanAllah, you mentioned that. I was in school once and I was walking, and the teacher comes up. Why are you laughing? No, better make it.
Tell your story. Tell your story.
You
I
want
don't
to
want
talk
to
about
say my point
controversy?
anymore.
Talk about controversy. There's your controversy right there, brother. Anyway,
Astaghfirullah. No, honestly, okay. Those important things. It's how you come across.
yeah.
How you come across.
Why are you tickling me, bro?
Stop tickling him, man.
Making a point. That's
You gotta make your
So
point.
how you come across.
Yeah.
Coming across as someone that's confident. Like, for example, some people that may have had like the least confidence in the past end up becoming really, really confident through things like when you speak to someone, looking them in the eye, you can obviously look away as well, shake their hands, be courteous to everyone.
Be welcoming.
Be welcoming.
Hospitable, you know?
Hospitable.
Can I say one thing? I heard, I think it was Alex Hormozy. He's he does a podcast. He's like a business guru.
Oh, okay.
Yeah? He said if you would, maybe he heard it from someone else, but I heard it from him. He said if you were to create the perfect human,
Yeah.
If you had to create a human, what would you put them through to make them tough? It probably wouldn't be a really chill life.
Yeah.
What would you put them through to make them patient? Well, you probably wouldn't give them things immediately. And so it's like we want these traits, but each of the traits has a price tag attached to it. And it's just like, do you want to pay the price tag to get the thing? And so I think if people reframed the period of life that they're going through as the price that they're paying out of their wallet, but the wallet is their time, it's the seconds of life that they're trading for it, then I think more people would be willing to make the trade.
and you wanted to, give him all these amazing attributes, and if you wanted them to have patience, would you give them everything straight away, or would you restrict them from having things and give them that delayed gratification?
Yeah.
If you wanted to teach them how to be strong, would you put them in the perfect environment, or would you put them in a harsher condition where it forces them to be strong? If you give, for me, especially men,
Yeah.
I don't know about sisters, I can't talk about them, but especially men, I feel like if you give them everything on a plate, they will take it, but they will always be used to having that plate and having things given to them. You have to. I'm a big believer in giving them tough love. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Obviously, there has to be a balance,
Yeah,
but
100%.
give them that tough love. You
Yeah.
can't give them everything,
But then it links to balance as well. So have that tough love of your brothers, but then have that soft love for your women folk, your mom, your sister.
Even
your
brothers, I
daughter, your
think,
wives.
deserve some soft love
Yeah, of
sometimes.
course.
You have to.
Yeah, but not as soft as you would give to women. you know?
Again, a balance.
'Cause you know,
depends.
only-
You will know that individual best.
Yeah.
I don't think you can generalize a whole gender.
That's true, of course. Yeah,
It's on a
yeah. I was thinking more
individual
from like
basis.
a biological perspective as well. Women are much more emotional than we are.
yeah.
You know, like I heard like recently that women, you're not allowed to divorce your wife while she's menstruating, you know? So it shows like the severity of women's biology. Like what I'm saying is, if you have a brother that's arguing back with you, shouting and stuff like that, show him that tough love. But then if your wife or your sister or your mom or your daughters,
Nah, I disagree.
Nah.
I disagree.
If the brother is arguing with you, it's still
no, sorry, my bad. I worded it wrong. Not arguing like that, as in, yeah, obviously let go of the argument in the sense of like, if he's being a bit feminine. Does that make sense?
I
If
still
he's
disagree.
no, if he's being a bit
I
feminine,
need, give me a proper example.
okay.
Yeah.
Let's say he's being, I don't know, man. He's being like a woman,
Wait, okay. Sorry to bring it back to
That was crazy.
as in like no, as in
Wait, Mohammed, do it.
a woman can.
he might say
you know how he.
He's not making a decision. For
let him
himself.
land.
Yeah,
Sorry.
do you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that he's been indecisive and
You know
stuff
how
like
you were
that.
talking about Xavi and football earlier. I
Yeah.
have another football story at you, which is relates to this.
Don't get upset because you support Chelsea and they're dead. Let him land.
Say that again.
We're not allowed to speak.
Oh,
I support Real Madrid.
Hold on. Listen. Sir Alex Ferguson in the dressing room.
Dead manager.
Just let him speak.
In the dressing room, he'd scream at certain players like Rooney, Giggs, and whatnot. But with other players who had a different type of like emotional stability and stuff like that. For example, Nani. Yeah, he wouldn't give them the hair dry treatment. Speak to them softly.
Yeah,
You
he
know what I
wouldn't
mean?
give that shoe treatment he gave to Beckham.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think there's different ways for how you
Yeah,
deal with different people,
definitely,
regardless of the all
100%,
guys.
definitely.
Regardless.
I love how all of
Why
you
is he
did
not
this.
hosting?
Huh?
Sorry. What?
Oh no, I did this deliberately.
Oh.
I like this. I like this little discussion. Of course, I like it.
So I think even if you think a guy is quote unquote acting feminine,
Yeah.
that doesn't stop you from treating him softly.
And I think our definition of feminine is very different to what it actually is.
Problematic.
True.
problematic.
Well, yeah, if someone causes a problem, you call family. Come on, that's
True,
wrong.
true.
That's
I like
not
you
right.
guys saying this. I like it. Don't attack me, by the way. I did this deliberately. I love this heated debate discussion.
He's
know
lying.
he's
He's
awful.
Do you
lying.
wanna see? Do you see my question? I'm not lying for. You're lying for. I'm not lying for.
Okay, I'm thinking
Just
of
because you
something.
wrote it down doesn't
see
mean
how-
you didn't write what came straight to your head.
No, I did.
You see how we were talking
did.
about brothers? Okay, let's talk about sons. So Ibn Ayyub, my son,
What a
up,
guy, man. We love him.
when he grows up, there is gonna be a sense of sternness, but I'm also gonna be loving, funny,
course, yeah.
all these other things.
Yeah.
I was thinking about there was a advice basically in the book Piety Towards Parents. Which, I thought I still have it. I gave it to someone else. Sorry, but I'll get it if you want
Give
it.
it to me.
Do I have it?
Do you have?
He
No,
didn't
you don't
give
have it.
it.
I gave it to someone else.
I asked you for and give it to someone else first.
They're in Manchester. Listen,
Even worse. You think that
God, you mean
justified
Spat-
this?
Brother.
£5.
Shush.
I like that I never asked you for it.
He
but-
said, he lied. He is a liar. It said, if you want he said the best advice, for example, when it comes to children, is to start off as being soft. Be just normal, be calm. And if you want them to do something at that time, for example, we say you want to get a kid to do something, you give them a sweet. He said, for example, if you want him to memorize a surah, promise him a walnut. Okay, back then, that would have been like something nice to have, right? A good snack. So it's all about compromise. It's like when you're a man, you're like a manager. You're managing the household. You're literally, it's like tactics. What am I going to do in order for my son to do this for me, or for my daughter to do this, so which will benefit them in the
Yeah.
akhirah? You say you do this, I'll do something back.
Yeah.
Another thing when it comes to the revision of the Quran, a lot of people pressure their kids. You have to memorize. But the kid never see you pick up the Quran. So what kind of ways you have to be a really good example.
Yeah.
And I was just literally thinking this on the way. If he's ever going to become Hafid, inshallah, bi'idhnillah,
Inshallah.
I can't be there with him revising the 15 juz and I'm just there scrolling on my phone.
Yeah. You know, subhanAllah.
You have to actively be part of it.
100%.
Yeah, subhanAllah, you mentioned that recently. I had someone close to me, a friend of mine. Their younger sister memorized Surah Qari'ah, I think. She's very young. I think she's about 7 or 8 years old. And he told me, I was like, you gonna gift her something? He was like, no, I should they have to memorize these things. Like, I was like, bro, like, take her out, go somewhere.
Yeah,
They went to and then they went to a fun fair.
Alhamdulillah.
She came back. She memorized the next surah.
Tactics.
What's
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It worked.
that person on Instagram? I forgot. He always posts his daughter,
Father
to
to
a
Queen.
Queen, yeah.
I
Yeah.
think what he
Mashallah,
posts
yeah.
is
Mashallah.
amazing.
Yeah,
but
Allahumma
even
barik.
I remember seeing something. Obviously, birthdays are haram, yeah.
Yeah.
So celebrating birthdays are haram. He makes such an effort for like Eid
Yeah, Eid,
and
yeah,
even the
100%.
small milestones
Yeah.
to make up for the difference. So you don't feel like, oh, my friends are celebrating their birthdays, I didn't get to celebrate mine. But he makes up for it in a different
Yeah.
aspect. It was like small milestones, like you memorize this, or it's Eid or whatever it may be. And I remember him posting saying, this is the reason why I do it, so that they don't feel it when it comes to birthdays.
Yeah.
One thing you said, and it's gonna go from my head. Oh, it was. You can't be harsh straight away. You have to show love. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he was introducing Islam to the Muslims, it wasn't rules straight away.
Yeah.
How many of the first years of the revelation was it just building love for the Deen? It wasn't. Oh, this is rule, etc. comes. It was only after, once the love was fully there and built, that the rules started coming, and it was so much easier to implement the rules because the love was already there.
Yeah. You have to bar it up a bit and then, go a bit tougher after maybe.
I think it wasn't just love as well, it's understanding of Allah.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was more than that. Yeah.
Well, Mohammed, before you go on to the next
Yes,
one,
sir.
just quickly,
Yes, sir.
how you were talking about how a man's relationship should be to his kids.
Yeah.
Not only just kids that are your own,
Yeah.
kids that you see on the street, in the
course.
masjid, and
Yeah.
schools and whatnot. I think one story that I know in particular is how the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to treat children from the Ansar. He used to memorize things that they used to say to him. So, for example, one kid, I think he had a bird. Every time Rasul saw him walking around, he'd ask him, "Oh, how's the bird?
Yeah.
How's he today?"
Yeah.
Is that keeping that connection with kids?
He
that are
feels
young, man.
loved. He feels like this person remembered that about
Exactly,
me.
exactly.
Everyone felt like they were the most loved by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Salam, yes.
They always, everyone felt like, oh, I'm his favorite.
That's beautiful.
That's another thing when it comes to like teaching someone mannerisms. He would, if someone would speak to him, You turn around
Yeah,
and face them.
yeah, respect,
he would-
yeah.
So now someone's talking to you, just like, yo, give me a sec.
Yeah.
Yo, what is that? That's
Mhm.
terrible.
I think I genuinely think we need to do like a whole maybe 2 episodes on this because it's such a big topic.
Yeah.
Because I think boys today think a man needs to be harsh.
Yeah.
He needs to be tough. That's such a tiny aspect.
Mm.
Like the whole conversation we've been having,
Yeah.
can't speak, is about a man being soft, merciful,
Yeah.
compassionate. And I want to quiz him on a whole episode of men being able to cry because I know he's gonna have problems with that.
I don't have problems with that. I think it's fair. to cry.
You see how you said, like, you gave that example. All of us, if we just literally just probably take 10 seconds, can remember a man that did something for us as a kid that has no relation to us, even if it was to make us laugh. Or just like you remember him as being someone that was good to you as a child. And I can think of a few. Absolutely no relation to the family, or anything like that. But you just, it could be like an uncle from a mosque, or maybe you were volunteering somewhere, you remember this one particular person. That's because on that day that you did speak to them, they gave a really good impression.
Yeah.
They did something that made you happy.
It makes you want to look up to them as well as a
100%,
role
yeah.
model. And
I actually come from the opposite angle.
Oh, go on.
I struggle to think of, if I look out from my whole life, any real men that I've seen in society.
I agree. But that becomes
No,
a
I'm not talking
learning
about real
curve.
man. I'm talking about a man that's just
Yeah,
stranger.
that I see.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
in terms of like, when you look at your life, can you honestly say there's 5 people that you consider just five, one hand, as real men? Like that's what a man should be. That's how we should be. Like when
Yeah.
you sit with them, you're like in awe. You're like,
Yeah.
Subhanallah. Like I want to be like that. That's
Yeah.
a role model. 5.
But would you say that?
I can't
that's-
think of one.
Yeah, it's very difficult. But would you say that you would look at that caliber of men and say, I don't want to be like that, so that will better you. So
What?
you would see the mistakes these people make. Does that make sense? And you learn from that. So let's say, for
Yeah,
example,
I get what you're saying. Yeah, yeah.
Learn-
If you've
so
had
learn
like
from that, yeah.
a poor father, you never want to be like
exactly,
your
yeah.
father.
Learn from that.
But I feel like it's easier and it's better to have someone there as a role model and try to be
100%,
like that
yeah.
than
Learning
have
from
someone as a
mistakes.
negative
100,000,000%, yeah.
in your life and
Yeah.
be like, I don't want to be like that.
But then if it's not this one, you'd have to do the negative one.
yeah,
do you know?
but you're forced to.
You're forced to, and it's very difficult.
We should be in a society. We've been around for so long, like humans. Yeah, we've got complete guide
Yeah.
in the Quran, the Sunnah,
Yeah.
the Seerah. We have everything we need to follow and to be able to be that
Yeah.
person in society.
Yeah.
But why do we struggle?
Do you think your criteria is too harsh?
Maybe.
Because, like, okay, if you can summarize, because that's like the whole concept. Like, we were gonna say what is a man. If you can summarize what is a man, and then we will determine
If my
what the
criteria is too harsh.
Alayk an-Nur.
I can.
This question here, it links exactly to that.
Tell us. I forgot. I'm not hosting,
It's going to be a quick
I
fire
actually
one.
like your
Oh,
question.
It's going to be a quick fire
Can we
one.
go back to his as well?
It'll link. A quick fire one. No, but that will be. I think that should be in
the finisher. The finisher.
I think that should be on the episode that we spoke about. You mentioned that should be part of that.
What, you crying?
Men crying.
Men crying and that.
Specifically him.
Me say no more. No, but this one, apart from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his ashab radhiyallahu anhum, can you name a figure in Islam that men should look up to? Quick fire. Name one, and a quick summary as to why.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm gonna.
I think that's a very difficult question, though.
It's difficult, but just a quick one, top of your head.
Okay.
I was gonna say Salah ad-Din al-Ayyubi. Iman was strong, very strong leader, freed Masjid al-Aqsa. Yeah, that's just a quick one. We should look up to. Look into him. Quick one.
I thought of Mu'adh ibn Jabal, one of the close friends of Rasulullah.
No ashab.
Sorry.
No
No
Sahaba. No Sahaba.
Oh, not
Oh, you've
Sahaba.
got your one. Go for it, quick.
For
didn't hear
today's
that
day and age,
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
said Abdurrahman Hassan.
Why?
Because the way I feel like he has raised his children
Oh, what?
is amazing. And his ilm as well,
Yeah.
amazing. And he's someone who lived in the West, grew up in the West,
Okay.
and then made hijrah. And
Forget Project Mbappe.
yeah.
Honestly.
That for me is a someone who's alive that's you're able to look up.
Project Uthman Khamis. That's what we need. Faraz, quick one.
Just say Uthman Khamis.
No. You know,
That's
I'm
what
gonna,
I'm
I'm gonna see someone who's more in line with like the West, growing
Yeah,
up and stuff
go
like
for
that.
it.
Sheikh Didat. I don't know.
I don't
if
know
you
who that is,
guys-
but continue.
Ahmed did that.
he has done so much work
I know
on
this.
I do know.
da'wah and debating with Christians, which,
Nice.
let's be honest, when Muslims originally migrated from our countries to the West and stuff, he was, I think, the first on the
not-
scene.
He's not.
Brothers, it's quick
Yeah,
fire.
it's possible.
He was the first to like put Islam on the map when it came to da'wah and debates with Christians.
Yeah,
Maybe.
he's the OG of the.
And he did it in a way where
Western da'wah
he's
scene.
like man, he had
Yeah.
good manners.
You
and
know,
akhlaq. Yeah.
the guy from Peace TV, Dr. Zakir.
Zakir
Zakir
Naik,
Naik.
yeah,
He was
man.
before him.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, bro. Yeah.
Okay, fair. Hey, you quick one.
It's a good book, The Trace. One of his books.
Mm.
Quick one.
Yeah, you've defeated
You know what?
the purpose
It
of
could be
quick one, yeah.
controversial.
Yeah.
But honestly speaking, I'm just basing this on how I became more practicing Mufti Menk.
Fair enough.
Really?
Yeah.
Quick one.
That's it.
Why?
That's controversial.
It's very
It is.
basic.
Yeah, man.
He helps you enter the deen in that loving, basic way. You learn things in a basic manner, right? Doesn't go too harsh. If you look at his old videos, right, he can tell he's a very stern and strict person. He gives a very good story of the prophets, and you can see in his old videos and in his old khutbahs, you can tell he's very much stern. And as he grew older, he's a grandfather now, then he became a bit softer. But yeah, I'd say
Became
that's
wiser.
wiser. I know, with wisdom you become softer, things like that. We should spend these years being like let's say harsh, but like the stronger sort of mindset, stronger with our
Stern.
bodies, everything stern, everything. And as you got older, like you begin to get a bit softer. I was saying him again. It is controversial, but I can just personally say I've benefited from his videos and from even meeting him before quite a lot.
Nice.
So have others. So many others have as well.
Nice. And final question.
And
for you.
I think it's a shame that it's controversial though.
I agree.
Mhm.
I agree. Final question of the day.
No, I agree. Look. Okay, Mufti makes a very controversial name, but I agree, and it's you can't deny the good work he's done.
Of course.
You can't deny it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
You know, he's changed thousands of people's lives.
millions.
Yeah,
millions,
probably
yeah.
millions. So you can't deny it, regardless of whatever. By the way, my views against him are not bad. I think
That's
he's
what
very
I'm saying.
good.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying I think it's controversial. I'm saying that some other
Yeah,
people
other
are
people
basing
find
it
it
on
controversial to talk
one
about him.
small thing that happened a long time
Yeah.
ago or something like that. You think even brothers like Umar Suleiman, right? Imam Umar Suleiman. How many of us benefit from his Ramadan
I think
videos?
his videos are amazing.
But people, because of something that happened in the past that he rectified, people were just like, no,
Yeah.
not going to listen
Boycott,
to him.
boycott.
Constantly refute. If you live in that world of just constant refutation, it's like, well, how are you going to listen to anyone?
Yeah.
Refutation is important, but if we just constantly at each other's backs, if you think of the person that's new to Islam, and you think what Islam is just about fighting each other and about saying you said this, that's wrong.
I think like Mufti Menk, Umar Salman are perfect for those that are like
New.
not even just new to Islam, because a bit beyond that, but those that need to see the beautiful side of like the love side of things,
Yeah.
you know.
They've had it
Um,
harsh. They've had it tough. See the
Yeah, I
beauty,
think
yeah.
they're perfect for that because
Yeah.
they're very softly spoken, and the
Yeah.
way they explain things,
Yeah.
it makes you fall in love with the deen.
Yeah.
That's the truth. You can't deny it,
And then
regardless of if
yeah.
you think they're controversial or not.
And then you can climb the ladders and then to the scholars and stuff. Get the knowledge from them. Once you're actually within that, once you enter the door, the realm of that beauty and stuff, then you look at the both sides. And final question we're gonna go for today is the balance between provision and presence as a man. Yeah. So how can a man balance that?
I think
again-
that's very important
Yeah.
because you can provide, yes, fine,
Yeah.
but it gets to a point where you like your kids will resent you a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
Because we get it, you're working hard, you're a man, you're providing, but
Yeah.
you need to be an active father as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
You have to be present. So
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah. With
very important.
So what I was gonna say is.
give it to you, please.
No, no, I
see an
will.
itch.
But I'll just make
No,
a point.
yeah,
And you
of
can go
course,
for it.
yeah. Don't be
So
selfish.
with intention and planning. So intend to be present, and also providing and plan it. Time it. For example, literally. For example, this weekend I'm gonna take my kids out. These kind of things. Obviously, earning a living is an act of worship. It's an act of ibadah, and it's necessary for a man to do. Provide for his loved ones. However, the Prophet ﷺ would provide whilst also be present. It's very vital for a man to balance both sides. We see it too often nowadays where a man does his job, that's it, his kids don't know, I had that. A man just does his thing. He just does his thing, keeps his head down, works. Okay, cool. You're earning for us, but where are you?
Yeah.
Where's your quality time with your son, with your daughter, with your wife? Quality time. And then they say, why do my kids and my wife neglect me? Why? Check yourself. Look in the mirror and realize, like, where am I 24/7? Oh, my work. Why? Because my boss told me to do this and my boss told me to do that. Constantly working, but you have loved ones that need you, you know?
So I've got 2 points. First one is, it's a whisper from the shaitan to believe just because you're providing for the family, that's all you need to do. Oh, you need to cook because I'm providing for the family. You need to do this because I'm providing for the family, right? Other things that's a right upon you anyway. You have to do that. You have to do that. And so are the other things. There's videos where they show, for example, someone that's 90 years old or 100 years old, and they give advice, best advice that they can give to people. They say, you will never regret, you will never like reach your deathbed and say, I wished I worked extra hard. But you will say, I wish I'd spent more time with my family. And that puts things into perspective.
It does.
100%. Because if you're there, like, you're saying you're doing it for your family, but everyone can just press Control Delete and you can sign out, get your job done. If you need to let something happen to the next day, of course, there are business owners and it's completely different and you're working 20-hour days and things like that. But sometimes you can, for example, I know a guy, I remember going to like a football scouting thing, right? And there was a parent watching his son, and he ran a business. He brought him to football, and then he said when he's going to be done with football, he's going to go back to work because he needs to fix something in a property. And that was 9 p.m. So he gave his son time, then he's going to go back. And also, if you, for example, you have a business, get your children involved as well.
I was going to say that.
Get your children involved. I'm thinking about when you were young going to markets. Yesterday I see a kid that was literally like 11 years old selling pancakes, and he's so full of confidence, mashallah. Do you want the syrup in your thing? And there was a man that's literally looked like 28. He's I don't know. He's like rattled. Whereas the kid is like, you want pancakes? You want strawberries? You want this?
It changes you.
It completely changes
If
the
you
level
had-
of confidence.
If you had
100%.
seen me before I was doing like markets with my uncle, I didn't speak. Like I was shy, I was quiet, I was timid. Bro, he put me in a market. He said, "Go stand in front. If you don't scream, we ain't making sales."
Yeah.
Like, and that's how you build your confidence. And for me, it wasn't even I'm gonna get paid at the end of the day. When I look back at it, do you know how many good memories I have
100%.
with my uncle? And it reminds me of someone else that he's an Uber driver. He takes his son and puts him in the front seat. They talk the whole time. Obviously, they have passengers between the wild passengers that they can't talk as much, but between it, they speak the whole time. How's your day been? How was school? And you see the kid like wanting to go with, like his father. I want to go work with my dad
Builds
today.
that bond between them.
Pardon?
Builds that bond.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
People like try to find leadership, right? And I think everyone should just be a natural leader. But that it comes through that sort of honing, through those skills you say.
Yeah.
And I
You need
think
to take them out. Yeah,
Leaders
experiences.
aren't born; they're made.
And before
exactly.
you try to change the world, change yourself and your community.
Yeah,
There was
100%.
someone who was on their deathbed.
Oh no, sorry. But you're gonna say something else.
How are you killing Yasser
Sorry.
Wasn't that- wasn't that-
Forgive me.
Guys, help
I
him.
thought you were
Children.
gonna talk about changing community. Sorry.
No, but there was someone who was on their deathbed. I remember their story saying, "I set out to change the world, but if I had started with myself, it would have been easier because I could have gone from myself to my family to community,
Yeah.
community to
Yeah.
whatever it is."
So I think Yasser Dusiri was saying that story. That's why I
Yeah.
said it.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay, fine,
I
fine.
think that was Alexander the Great, no?
I have no idea.
Yeah, and you know, like for example, cancer, you don't cut the cancer from the outside for where it's spread. You go for the source, fix the source first, and then focus on where it's spread. You know, take out the source, and then the spread will stop. Once the spread is stopped, then focus on.
But it
other
comes down
things.
to what we said again. We're trying to change how women should be, etc.
Yeah, change
It starts
yourself.
with the man.
Yeah,
It
check
starts-
yourself.
you
It links
can't-
back to the original
yeah.
point. Yeah, check yourself.
Accountability.
Also,
You know, but
accountability.
accountability is important. Yeah. But if your family is advising you and they're saying like they're giving like not just advice, but they're saying if someone's sticking on you and saying you need to sort yourself out,
Yeah.
take it on the chin and sort yourself out.
Yeah.
Like for example, if I'm staying up too late, and my wife is like,
I
"What?"
don't know why you keep looking.
My
at
wife's
me.
like,
That's not
why,
something.
like, what's going on? Why are you staying up late? Like, you've got work tomorrow, da, da, da. I'll be like, no, she's right. What am I doing? But I'll be like, oh, it's just a reward because I've given a lot of my time. I didn't have enough of me time today. So now I might stay up late. And it's uncommon. But I'm just saying, for example, from like past few weeks or something like that. if someone tells you you need to get up, you need to work, you need to get up, you need to do a workout, you need to anything, right? And you realize that if you do not take that advice, that shows a lot how you are, especially if the advice is something that will benefit you.
Yeah, man. Don't be soft, man. Don't be a puff and just like, oh, they're advising me and stuff like that.
Mohammed.
Forrest,
It's
would
not
you
all
like to-
advice. Yo, take the advice.
Don't
It
be-
benefits you.
Forrest,
Yeah.
would you like to? What's your view on this? Do you remember the original question?
No, I don't. I can't.
You don't. Okay, so you've been daydreaming this whole time.
No,
I
just
close
going
my
on
phone.
tangents.
Good
Like,
active
How
listening.
can
Leave him
men
alone.
balance provision and presence? So providing and being there for their peoples.
I think we all mentioned this word before. Balance. I think
That's part of the question.
if
Really.
you wanna, if you wanna give fair time for not only your family but your work and your responsibilities, look for balance. Simple
Yes. Yeah. But how can you find it though?
as. How can you find it? It's upon your choice. It's your
But how do you
responsibility
find the balance?
to look for
This
that
guy
time.
sounds like Master Shifu, man.
But how do you find the balance? I'm joking.
inner peace.
Terrible joke.
I didn't see. I didn't.
I am Tai Long.
Huh?
What?
Balance is important.
Balance. Is
How
very
do you
important.
find it? By prioritizing deen over dunya.
What do you call it? A Sikh man that's walking on a tightrope. Balancing. Sorry, go on.
He can make
I'm
that
a
joke.
dap your boss. That was a good.
What do you
Aye,
mean?
that is
No, no,
rude.
no. If I said that, that'll be seen as racist. That's what I'm saying. Do you get me?
I'm Muslim.
He's Arab.
I know you're not.
I'm
I know
Pakistani.
you are.
Oh,
I know you are. But if I said that, that'll be seen as racist. You know.
but
I
Faraz,
think the last 5 minutes needs to just be cut out.
I'm not
no,
involved.
I don't think so.
You
But
said
anyway,
puff 2 seconds ago.
And you repeated
there's
it.
nothing wrong with that. Anyway, so
Can you answer that question?
What?
Did you answer it?
Answer.
Oh yeah, you went on for like 5 minutes. Sorry.
yes, inshallah, we'll do an episode of, for those that are wondering, like, oh, what about women? What about women? Don't worry, inshallah, we will do an episode of the importance of women, like this, but the women version, you know, same. Inshallah,
we
bi-idhnillah.
gave importance. To
Yeah, we'll discuss.
The episode was the importance of,
You know, we'll see if that comes out.
You check analytics, right? And what? It's 100% men that are watching.
Yeah.
If there's
Yeah.
a female viewer, forgive us if
Yeah,
we
but
said
then-
anything that's offensive today. And inshallah, we'll learn from our mistakes.
No, it's true. He's
Muhammad will
right.
learn from his mistakes. No, I'm just saying, even if we didn't.
No, he's right. He's right.
yeah, he's right, he's
Forgive
right.
us if we made any mistakes. We do, I personally, very, very value women. And I wish this episode was longer because we could have gone into it a bit more. But I
Yeah.
think, given the nature of how it was mainly about men, we focus on men.
No,
today.
inshallah, we'll do another
I
another
think
episode
we
as well.
barely scratched the surface.
100%, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
We need
yeah.
like 5 more hours.
Just a little taster we gave, but inshallah we'll do one on the importance of women. Even though our audience is mainly men, that is important for them to
Repeating
to
what you said.
it's important for them to look at, because when they see the importance of women in their lives, their mums, their sisters, their daughters, their wives, then they'll value them more. Then they'll be men. They'll step up.
Yeah, educating them.
I think we
Yeah.
we spoke about it a fair amount. today.
We did, but again, we didn't do it justice. You're right.
I didn't say that. I said we just
As
scratched
in
the
you
surface.
did, yeah, as in scratch the surface. Yeah, we didn't do enough. But no, inshallah, may Allah keep us firm, and may Allah make us good for our families, and make us men.
Ameen.
The society needs men.
Can I
And
say
may Allah
something?
make
Right?
us-
We obviously run this podcast, and we're not perfect whatsoever.
Far from it.
We're far from perfect. So sometimes I would literally watch the podcast to take the advice myself.
Yeah.
So inshallah, hopefully we can take any advice we're giving to brothers. Hopefully we can take it as well.
All the advice I give is for
It's
myself.
literally for ourselves.
Yeah,
inshallah,
like
yeah.
it's not because we're better than them.
Yeah.
If anything, is like me personally, it's not because I'm better than you. The advice I'm giving is because I've made those mistakes. I've been there, so I advise you. Doesn't mean if anything, it means you're better than me. So I don't want you to drop down and stoop to my level of, making those mistakes. And that goes for even strangers, people that I don't know. Again, they are still our brothers in Islam. But yeah, that's it. That's it for the day.
سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم. Thank you for watching.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah.